Hey peeps, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to get the Sixer Noob skin in Forsaken. This is also a relevance to the Guest 666 update in Forsaken. You know, it is relevance to it. The only part of this that matters out of these three is a story. To get it, you have to get the badge by listening to the whole story, or you can speed click through. I do include all these stories for it, and you know, that's why I also want to mention that if you do want to skip to just the gameplay of Sixer, please skip to this in the video. But obviously, if you don't, just continue watching the end. So I mean, this is a very good game. I really did enjoy the story. The lore is really good. I'm not going to spoil anything because obviously it all happens. So, just enjoy. And thank you for selecting this video. So, as you can see, I don't have the badge yet. I've played this quite a bit. I'm pretty sure that you have to go through the whole game to actually get the badge. Just to clarify. So if you go to a story to get the Sixer skin from Forsaken, just so you know, you won't get it immediately. But let's listen to the story. I was by the seashore when I first saw them. A regular looking guest walking back and forth on the sand, as if they were pretending they were on a tightrope. At first, I hesitated, not wanting to disturb their odd ritual, until they stumbled on one of their shoes and fell into the water. Oof. Caught off guard, I made my way to help them up. Got my clothes wet in the process. As they stood, I asked them for their name. I accidentally forgot that guest before guest 1000 can't really talk, per se, so he just looked at me all confused. Quietly, they wrote their name in the sand with slight hesitation. Guest 666. A really unfortunate name. I've heard rumors associated with it, but nothing real. They wrote that even though they looked like other guests, people barely approached them because of it. Seeing this, I asked if they wanted to hang out, maybe grab a cola or two. After all, it was a nice day out, and it looked like they could use the company. It made me so happy to see their once flat expression grow into a small grin as they nodded their head. I took their hand as we left the beach, starting our new friendship. At first, we struggled to find any games we both liked. Sixer wasn't too keen on outdoor activities as much as I was. I was okay with it, though. We would just hang out over at my place a lot. I even got a cat that resembled Sixer a lot. Her name was Tack. Immediately, it was not a very good name per se, but we liked it at the time. Also, I don't know if Tack is not the full name. It seems like it isn't truly the full name of the cat. We spent evenings chatting about all sorts of things, about our lives, our hobbies. Sixer borrowed my notebook so they could form their thoughts more easily, and the Tack might just be the cat in the name. It just feels ominous to have that many periods. We would talk for hours until we got too tired and slept on the floor. It was fun. At one point, while I was preparing to head to a big party that was coming up, I was surprised by Sixer writing about wanting to come with me. Overjoyed, I gave them a hug, and we drove as fast as we could to the venue. The Iron Cafe was as lively as ever, folks from all around having the time of their lives as we both entered the scene. I held Sixer's hand gently as I showed her around. Also, you can kind of really tell the pronouns keep switching from they to their to he to she to her. I like to notice the little things, you know? Okay. Getting snacks and sodas as we enjoyed the scene, even if Sixer was a bit uneasy at first. The music was lively. The food was good. It was a nice time. I stayed by her side for most of the night, not wanting to make them feel overwhelmed. Even if others were scared or uneasy about Sixer, we ignored it. We shared a couple of Bloxies as my favorite song came on. I had a great time with them. I hope that it's raining tacos was the song. When the music quieted down as the party came to a close, both of us were pretty tired, so I let Sixer drive us back to my place. We slept for a long while that day. It became a regular thing for me to see Sixer at my doorstep almost every other day now. We basically did whatever with most of our time. I got them to try out some of my spare clothes, while Sixer taught me a little bit of sign language. Still rusty on it though. Sixer also found some of my old gear from my vast hobbies back in the day. Old dodgeball gear, dusty skateboard helmets, the works. I got them to try it out, and we started hanging out more and more often. Dodgeball, paintball, skating. We would do all sorts of things whenever we could. It was ecstatic getting to enjoy something with them. Even if I've played some of these before, Sixer held their own with or against me in competitive games. They seemed so relieved they could be someone who isn't that myth. Someone who isn't a hacker or a beast. Our bond slowly grew as we continued to play and have all sorts of fun. Laughing, playing, goofing around. Just me and my best friend. Me and Sixer. Sixer and me. But, dun dun dun. Over time, I started to notice their attitude change. They became more competitive, more agitated whenever she lost. This change worried me a little bit, as often this attitude made her lose more often than before. She started to look more disappointed or agitated whenever we headed home after a game. I tried telling them that it was all in good fun, but they remained still. Whenever there was a leaderboard in our hangout session, she'd often stare at both me and their own names. Their fists clenched tight. I don't know what they were thinking at the time, but after a particularly heavy loss, she disappeared. I didn't hear from them for a while. The day he came back, they suddenly started to get better at a lot of things. They were much faster, stronger than before. I could immediately tell they looked really happy to be able to catch up to me. We were normally at the top of leaderboards together. I wanted to be happy for them, but the way their eyes looked at me whenever they won made me feel worried. Crimson red eyes which stared through me. Over time, that's when I finally realized what was happening to them. They had been relying on what looked like an injector or script this whole time. Its red color bright as Sixer kept using it. What was once a way to catch up to me became like a necessity to them. Like a vice that they were unable to part with. I desperately wanted to say something, but I didn't want to ruin what we had. It was changing them. That rumor she hated, it was becoming a reality. Their name often caused leaderboards to glitch or spaz out, and stuff like doors to become broken and disintegrated. I think is how you say that. I wanted to keep her on a low profile, but often failed in doing so. Their reliance grew over time, leading to others noticing. He began to try and hide parts of their body, too. Parts of their torso looked like they were made of solidified code, and their right arm had become a dark, glitchy mess. It was horrifying. My best friend had changed in front of me. From a quiet yet kind-hearted friend to someone who couldn't let go of something that was actively hurting them. It felt like something overtook their mind. It was horrible. I should have told them to stop sooner. My breaking point was hearing their voice through their vice for the first time. Although it was raspy and heavily filtered, they spoke to me. The problem was how badly it affected Sixer's body. Every word that came out of their mouth caused the visible patches of code to shift and grow. Overwhelmed, I confronted Sixer on the same seashore where I met them. They were there first, staring at the sea. I spoke first. I said it shakily. My fist clenched as I saw them. I called out to them. They had to give it up. They needed to give it up. My voice was clear. I told Sixer about how the script needed to be gone, as it was only worsening their body at this rate. I didn't want to see them like this. That horrible rumor of a violent exploiter was becoming real. Sixer stared at me, shocked. They eventually began closing the distance between us. Hands or claws, clenched tightly as they kept their voice steady. He tried to explain to me how they desperately needed it, that it helped find their own name, how undeserving they were of this world. They thought I would be proud that they had found their own identity without me or the myths, proud that I could finally talk to them. Hearing all of that, I acted without thinking. I yelled at them. As loud as I could, my voice rising as an overwhelming anger took over my entire body. I told them that he was selfish, that her script was killing them. Even if they could talk to me, I couldn't bear to see my best friend hurt like this. I couldn't just let my best friend, my only friend, throw themselves away like this. I didn't want to lose them. I couldn't. But it felt like my words fell on deaf ears as they kept pacing towards me. I kept yelling. Tears started to stream down my face. I said that all that fairness didn't matter if they would end up just a horrible mess on the floor when I saw them the next day, that I couldn't bear to lose them like this. Their gaze was cold and horrifying as they looked me in the eyes. Before I could say anything else, they grabbed me by the shirt, their grip firm, their eyes staring right through me. It was horrifying. I could feel their claws nearly ripping the fabric. At first, I had become frozen in place, my body shaking as I was held up high. But my words grew louder with their attempts to talk right back at me. Our constant back and forth drowned out the world around us. I squirmed under the grasp, being lifted off of the sand as I kept yelling at them to stop, to just let me go. I even began hitting their hand repeatedly as an attempt to break free, but I was only pulled out of it when their fists struck me right in the face. Everything went dark so quickly. Sixer dropped me to the sand as I felt the pain on my face, slowly starting to get up as I felt a loud ringing in my ears. I coughed a bit, my face bruised as I looked up at them. Sixer's expression mirrored mine, an expression of shock and regret meshed together. Tears formed in my eyes as I slowly got up from the ground, voice unsteady. That was it. That was the last straw. I told them to never talk to me again, my voice shaky and cold. At that moment, I wanted nothing to do with them. Nothing, they said, could now change my mind. I stared at him, trying not to choke up as I wept. The ocean tide beginning to pick back up as I walked away, leaving them behind. She yelled at me as I left, but that horrible voice I heard wasn't theirs. The static and noise overtaking whatever words they said as they tried to get my attention. I didn't turn back. October 1st, 2017. I haven't seen them since that fateful day. Guest 666. My best friend. My one and only. You've been kicked by moderation. No matter what happened or what I tried to do, you always stuck around in the back of my mind. So now we should have the badge. We should. And we do. So you do have to go through everything. I think you can just technically speed click through, but that's the actual story. And I do want to talk to you about the 2 other games before this. Obviously, if you don't want to listen to the 2 other games, just go ahead and skip to this time. And let's just go to a nightmare, which is 1 out of 3. And so a story now told. Or just a story, which is, the badge is a story now told. It's of me and Sixer, and a nightmare's of me and Sixer, but a realization is of me and Noob. A realization is the only one that is in the POV of Sixer. So we'll go to a nightmare first thing first. I'll show you exactly what this is. So this is, I assume, I think it's Sixer's house. I think it is Sixer's house. Because it says in a dialogue that they didn't want to go to this place, which you wouldn't feel that about your house, right? I didn't want to upset my friends, so I came along. Which I'm wondering about the constant pronoun switching. Which is really weird because he says that he only has 1 friend. Then this is phrased like 2 friends. It's really weird. And then it only mentions Sixer and yeah. I never wanted to be here. I was terrified. So yeah, I assume this is not Noob's house. This also kind of explains why Guest 666 in Forsaken hates Noob. If you want to get into actual terms, I saw someone who looked like you, which I assume is just Guest 666 just changed into its form, or it's just a nightmare of what was to come. Sad face. I heard you calling me, but something else took me. And then this is what I was more wanting. Please, if you can, decipher this, because this is 100% a cipher. Make sure to pause if you do want to solve it. I had no luck with just a translator for ciphers. I have no idea with ciphers as well. And let's go to the final story. Leave them behind like they have to you. There's also another message before, but of course this game, it goes way too fast, if that makes sense. So obviously this is Noob, and you've been kicked by this experience or its moderators. Moderation missions, how do you falter? Can you not reach your own heart? So as you can see, this is what Sixer looks like, just kind of as a basic term, just like I guess 666, what it looks, just like a Noob. And it's a decently good skin, and we'll see it in the game. Okay, so let's examine Sixer. So as you can see, Sixer has a tail that moves. And just the red Roblox cap, some horns, and just red kind of distorty, not like a, yeah, and then black pants, and then make a free account to change how you look. And obviously, let's see, slate skin. You know, that was Boxy Cola. I might be an idiot. So slate skin, it just kinda turns the tail a little bit, and then the body is just normally. And so you can see this is not really great, but of course I somehow am goated and I actually don't take any damage, which is not that normal. But you can see the tail kind of still is very visible, which I really hope that's not the case for the killer side, which would really suck. But you know, there's not much else to say. That's really all that Sixer looks like, and that's really all just about Sixer. So, I mean, I truly just do hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, support the channel anyway, by just hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button down below, watching some more of my content. That does help a lot. Please support the channel anyway. It really does help. But you know, the most important thing to me is comments. So if you do want to see me play something specific, see me improve on something, or just bring some of my knowledge, please comment down below. That does help a lot. That does mean a lot. And I just truly thank you for selecting this video, and I thank you for watching the end. And I just truly do hope you are having a good day. I hope you get a day tomorrow. And just anyways, bye!